Hello everybody, you're very welcome back to my home. Tonight is going to be my first cooking demo for you. Tonight we're going to do monkfish fillet on a risotto flavour with chorizo and spring onions, and then we're going to do a bit of basil oil just going around it. So my ingredients here, I have risotto, I have my chorizo, I have some onion to go in with the risotto as well, my vegetable stock and the monkfish, which we'll prep first. Now, as you can see, I have a beautiful piece of monkfish here. I'm going to start trimming it up. I got this today off Scott in Atlantis at Kilmore in their shop. As you can see here, I have some bones. I'm just cutting them out. Very useful. So, and then there's a membrane on the back of monkfish, so I'm just going to, it's very same as I showed you last week. It's like skinning, so little slit down there. Same thing, just if you don't take this off monkfish, it'll make it very rubbery and it'll actually curl up when you cook it. So that's it, that's done. So I'm actually going to put these into medallions, which will cook really fast. So it's a great dinner when you come in from work. You have this done before you go, or the day before, whatever, and it'll cook within seconds. Okay, so just flatten them out into little rounds. As I said, they will cook extremely fast. And there we go. And I'll come back to that now. We're going to go on to the risotto. Now we're going to start off the risotto. So get your gas on underneath your pan and heat it up, so that we can melt our butter and heat the oil. Just firstly for the risotto, just make sure it's well rinsed. It takes that stickiness out of it. So, little drizzle of oil, knob of butter. You can see we're starting off. Now, then you add in your onions. All the ingredients will be posted up with the video, so don't be fretting if you're saying, oh God, I'm not getting this down, not getting that down. And then we'll add in the risotto. As you can see, it's very loose, I'm after washing it. Now you just gradually fry off the risotto, just keep moving it. Risotto can be very technical. It can cook the water up very quick, the stock that I'm going to put on it, so you just want to keep a close eye on it and keep it well stirred. But it's a lovely, it goes absolutely lovely with fish. It's one of my favourites, rather than rice with fish. So you can see I didn't brown the onions. You don't want that because you want the colour to be kind of pale for your risotto. So I'm gradually going to add in my vegetable stock. So it's literally just a veg stock cube. I'm going to keep a stir on that, and this will soak up the stock very quickly. Now I'm just going to put a bit of black pepper into it, and a sprinkle of salt. I'm going to reduce the heat on that. You just let it simmer very slowly. I'm going to put another bit of stock on that now again. As you can see, it's absorbing it very quickly. Some risotto can be very to the person's requirements. Some people like it stodgy, some people like it wet, some people like it with the cream in it. So we're going to put cream in it today. So I'm going to put that back on the back gas while I heat up the pan for the chorizo, which I'll be adding in later. So just very low heat. As you can see, it's a lower heat on the back, so it'll just gradually cook out there. So now we're going to seal off our chorizo. Don't put the chorizo in before you pan fry it, because it will just lose its colour and everything, and the flavour when you pan fry it just seals in the flavour to the chorizo. I just want to make sure my pan is going to be good and hot. I'm not going to put any oil in this because there's plenty of oil in chorizo. It's just very fat, full of fat, but it's very flavoursome. Keep a constant stir on your risotto. Alright, the pan seems to be nice and hot, so I'm just going to leave that sizzle away and go add another bit of stock to the risotto. Smell of this is absolutely gorgeous. And I love this with a bit of fish. Prawns or a salmon, it's just, I know it's the spiciness that brings out the flavour with the fish as well. Yeah, I just want to get those little brown bits on it, you see it there? And you can see the fat on it now, comes out right. And that's perfect, that's cooked plenty, so I'm going to put that in a bowl and we'll have that ready for later on. Now I'm going to make the little dressing for the end. I have my olive oil. As you can see, I'm using a jam jar. So I find it great because when we don't use it all, we can put the lid back on it and it's in the fridge and we can use it again. So half a lemon, just squeeze it. In with the olive oil. Two cloves of garlic. And just some fresh basil leaves, just roughly throw them in. I'm just doing a few and then we'll add more in. Now, there we have our dressing. Now we're back to the risotto. As you can see, it's absorbed a lot of the stock. Somebody asked me a question once, how do you know risotto is cooked? You can see it's getting like pearl rice, it's getting, you know, like normal rice. You can see it getting larger, but it will take all the stock, so we'll add another little bit in. We're nearly there with it. Okay, now we're going to go on to our monkfish and hot pan again. Okay, so I have it on very low at the moment just because I want to show you how to season the monkfish. So I have some flour here, so I'm putting some pepper, a little pinch of salt, and just mooch that around with your hand, and then literally dab your monkfish in the flour. This just seals in all the moisture in the fish and it just gives that lovely texture to fish. As I said in my first blog, I worked in Switzerland and I worked with a Spanish chef, and every bit of fish he cooked was always in flour. Now, we have that all sorted there. Now, back to our pan, olive oil, or you can use rapeseed oil. People like rapeseed oil, I like olive oil, I find it a little bit lighter. Okay, knob of butter. And on with your fish. Put another knob of butter over here and another little bit of oil. Just leave that on and we'll turn it in a second. We're going to give it a risotto. Keep stirring the risotto in a sec. Great if you can really invest in a good frying pan. It's really worth the money because see, the fish does not stick to it. Now we have about a minute and a half on the pan. So turn it over, you have lovely brown on it. Really nice. And look how meaty and all that is. That is going to be yum yum yum. Now I'm just going to put a little bit of lemon zest on that. pepper. You see chefs do this. The reason why we put it over our hand is stop any taste going in. So it's just a little lemon juice, just like that reduced lemon. It helps the fish cook without it drying up too much. And we let that cook out there. Now we don't forget our risotto. So at this stage, while the fish is finishing off cooking, I'm going to add in the chorizo to the risotto. Look at that. Make sure you get that oil in because that is where the flavour is. And also then our spring onion. So it's going to be nice and crisp. See the colour going into risotto already? Now just have a quick look at our fish. Looking good. I'm just moving them around because I'm just going to pour a little bit of garnish and a bit of vegetable and throw our tomatoes in. So just topping them up so they'll be nice as a garnish. Now the monkfish is just there, and my last bit then is the risotto. I'm just adding my little bit of cream. As I said, this is optional, but I like a bit of cream in it. And it's going to heat up again, so I've turned the heat off the fish to let it rest a bit. Meat and fish just rest a tiny bit before service. Now, you can see the risotto is lovely and creamy. Right, it's time for plating up then. Now, risotto on the plate for, as I said, you can just put this down in the middle of the plate if you want to. Now. And then your fish. And don't forget your little tomato on top. Bring them to the side. And then your little bit of drizzle of just a small little bit around the plate. Now, I hope you enjoy.